I found out that my husband was cheating. It was just when I reached the end of my second trimester, and I was mentally preparing myself for my expected delivery date. Moreover, not only had my husband cheated on me, he'd even gotten the other woman pregnant. Far from showing remorse, both him and his lover are defiant. Well, if they want to play games with me, I'll show them that I can play better. I'm going to drag them both down to hell. My name is Michelle, and I'm 27 years old. I'm married to Matthew, and we're about to hit our 2-year anniversary. We both used to work for the same conglomerate, had crossed paths several times, and he was the one who made the first move. I didn't have a boyfriend at the time, so I decided to give dating a shot. Things just fell into place, and before I knew it, we were engaged. We found out I was pregnant in the first year of our marriage. I broke the news to my husband on our anniversary, after we'd confirmed the baby's heartbeat. Guess what? We're having a baby. What? A baby, Matthew. Our baby. I'm 8 weeks pregnant. Really? I'm going to be a father? I gave a small nod, and then he hugged me with a beaming smile. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. I'm so incredibly happy. Hey, easy there, Matthew. You're squeezing me. I can't help it. I'm so excited. A child of ours? The baby's gonna be so cute. Hee hee. I think so too. Let's keep working hard together as partners. Yeah, absolutely. That day, my husband was genuinely happy about my pregnancy. Even now, I believe his reaction then was a genuine one, because after that, he supported me in many ways during my pregnancy. I took maternity leave early, but I was so nauseous that I couldn't do any household chores. So my husband took over and would run errands like get fruits or do the laundry and do the best he could around the house. However, as days passed, I began to sense something odd. The first time I noticed something was off was when I had just entered my second trimester. As my nausea subsided and I was able to do some household chores again, my husband stopped coming home at the time he usually did. I began to worry about my husband, who would come home past midnight. One day, I decided to ask him about it. Matthew, you've been coming home really late recently. What's going on? What do you mean? I'm just working overtime. But you used to come home every day at the same time. Well, yeah, I did. But that's because you were having such a hard time with your morning sickness. I forced myself to come home on time. There were actually days when I should have worked overtime. So now that I'm better, you're working overtime? Yeah, that's right. I've been relying on others too much till now. I have to contribute to the company when I can. I see. Okay, that makes sense. My husband, Matthew, had switched jobs after our marriage, moving to a different company within the same corporate group. Perhaps he was struggling due to his new assignment. Around this time, Matthew started spending less and less time at home, and I was left on my own more frequently. Amid all this, my close friend Ellie, who learned about my pregnancy, started visiting regularly. With Matthew often absent and me feeling anxious of being alone, her thoughtfulness was truly appreciated. I had most of my newborn essentials ready, and was starting to feel the reality of becoming a mother. While I had anxiety with all the first-time experiences, I was looking forward to the birth of our child, encouraged by Ellie. Then one day, as usual, Ellie came over to visit. However, her expression was oddly dark that day. She's the energetic type, so this was unusual, and it made me worried. I asked her about it. Hey, Ellie, what's wrong? You seem different today. Huh? Do I seem off? Well, not exactly off, but you're not your usual cheerful self, are you? You've been forcing a smile ever since you got here, am I right? Not really. She denied it, but she was clearly avoiding my eyes. Worried, I pressed her further. I know you might not want to talk about it, but I'm worried. I can't just ignore it when my best friend looks so sad. Michelle, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to burden you when you're already going through a lot with your pregnancy. It's not a burden at all. Come on, what happened? If you're okay with it, you can talk to me about it. Well, actually, I couldn't process what Ellie said next at all, and I had her repeat herself. I'm sorry, what did you just say? I said, Matthew is cheating on you. Huh? What Ellie had been trying to hide from me was the fact that Matthew was having an affair. Apparently, she had seen him at a restaurant the night before when she was dining out with a friend. He was there with a younger woman, holding hands, and they were gazing into each other's eyes and even kissing. I have photos as evidence. Do you want to see them? Show me. As I looked at the photos, a wave of nausea washed over me. Oh. Michelle, are you okay? Yes. Sorry, I just feel a little sick. It's not surprising. I shouldn't have shown you this. No, it's not that. You gathered this evidence for me, right? I appreciate it. Michelle, I had assumed she was wrestling with some personal issue, so I was completely thrown off guard. I never imagined that Matthew was cheating on me. Just yesterday, he said he was staying late because of having to work overtime. Were all those times he said he was working overtime a lie? I'm going to be in my 3rd trimester soon. I can't let this slide. That night, I decided to confront my husband when he got home. As usual, he came home just past midnight. When he saw me still awake, he was surprised, but tried to maintain his composure. Michelle, what are you doing up so late? You're pregnant. You shouldn't be pushing yourself like this. Matthew, I need to talk to you about something. There's something you want to talk about? Where were you last night? What were you doing? Huh? Like I said, I was working late. It's been like this for a while, remember? Whenever I come home late, it's because... Then what's this? When I shoved the picture I got from Ellie in front of him, his expression obviously changed. As he started and tried to avoid my gaze, I relentlessly demanded answers. Tell me, this was taken yesterday, wasn't it? Who is this woman? That's, a colleague. Oh, really? Since when do you hold hands and kiss with a colleague, Matthew? Well, how did you even find out? So you've been cheating on me this whole time, Matthew? At the mention of cheating, my husband became silent and eventually looked away. He was probably trying to come up with an excuse. Just as I was thinking that, he shocked me with his response. Haha, yeah, I cheated. So what? Haha, what? Why are you acting so defiant? You know what you did. It's just cheating. Stop being overdramatic. I can't help it if women are attracted to me. What the heck? Can't help it? I'm literally carrying your child right now. Oh, right, you are. But there's no law that says I can't cheat on my pregnant wife, is there? It's not about the law. It's a matter of common decency. Having an affair is absurd, especially when I'm pregnant. Despite my tearful pleas, he just started playing with his phone and ignored me. I stormed up to him, grabbed his collar, and demanded, Enough of this. What's wrong with you? Reflect on yourself and apologize to me now. You're so annoying. There's nothing for me to reflect on. I haven't done anything wrong. You still got the nerves? I've had enough. Just as I was about to snap back, our doorbell rang, and my husband went to answer it as if relieved. A woman's voice came from the entrance, and she entered the living room with my husband. I immediately knew this woman was my husband's mistress. But there was something else that caught my eye. It was their belly. Like me, the mistress also had a baby bump. Facing the two who were happily gazing at each other, I somehow managed to speak. Wait a minute, Matthew, what's this about? This woman is your mistress, right? Yeah, so? Her name is Layla. Isn't she cute? No, I mean her belly. She's pregnant too, isn't she? Yeah, isn't it obvious? She's pregnant just like you, so you can relate to her, right? Haha. What? His blatant remarks filled me with revulsion. I was at a loss for words when Layla the mistress spoke to Matthew in a cooing voice. Hey Matthew, can I really take these newborn essentials that are here? Oh yeah, of course, he responded with a smirk. You're having a girl too, so feel free to take anything you need. Yay, thanks Matthew. If you need anything else, I'll buy it for you. That's so generous of you, Matthew. What on earth are they talking about? All the baby items here are for my daughter. By now, I was beyond shocked, and all I could feel was my blood boiling with anger. I raised my voice at them as they continued their outrageous conversation. Enough! I am the one who bought these baby essentials. Don't just say you're giving them away. What's the big deal? You have money, so you can just buy them again, right? Layla is struggling financially. That's not my problem. In fact, you should be the one buying her stuff. Shut up. She's a fellow pregnant woman in trouble. Can't you think about helping her out a bit? You've got to be kidding. Why should I have to help your mistress? Matthew sighed heavily and scratched his head before saying this to me. I'm not coming home for a while. What? What are you saying all of a sudden? I'm worried about Layla and talking to you is just irritating. I'll come back when the baby's born. Are you serious? Of course I am. Hey Layla, gather all the things you want. Let's go home together. His words made the mistress nod happily. I stood there, dumbfounded, as they picked up the newborn essentials I had bought and headed for the door. Sorry, seems like I'm his favorite, huh? Hearing her say this, I was left speechless. It hurt, but it was a fact that she was his priority. I can't forgive him anymore. To betray not only me, but also the child in my womb. I won't let it end like this. I will definitely get my revenge. Having decided on my retaliation against them, I began packing from the very next day. With that, I visited a real estate agency to look for a new place. Honestly, it was tough moving around with my big belly, but I had to do it, not just for me, but also for my child's sake. For my baby, with that sole determination, I prepared to separate from my husband. I gave birth without any issues and started living with my daughter. Then, after a long time, my husband called me. "Hey, Michelle, long time no see, haha. What do you want now after all this time?" Despite my icy words, my husband continued. "So, I guess you must have given birth by now. Layla did too, haha." "So what? You, the traitor, have nothing to do with us anymore." "Don't be so cold. I was just thinking about you, so I thought I'd call. Oh yeah, send me a picture or something." "Excuse me? Don't be ridiculous." "Sorry, but this child isn't yours anymore." "Come on now." "Well, whatever. I'm coming home right now." With that, he abruptly hung up the phone. Where on earth does he think he's going home to? Imagining my husband's ultimate destination, I couldn't help but smile. Predictably, I received a call from my panicked husband. "Hey, Michelle, what on earth is going on?" I pretended to be oblivious and responded, "What's wrong? You sound frantic." "What's wrong? There's someone else living in our apartment." "Oh, so they found a new resident. Well, it's a popular apartment being close to the station after all." "What the hell? What are you still don't get it? I ended our lease for that apartment a long time ago. I've moved to a different place. You don't have a home to return to anymore." "What?" Desperate cries came from my husband over the phone. "Well, wait a minute, why would you do that without asking me?" "Without asking you? Did you forget? That apartment was originally mine, and you only moved in." Well, but we're still a family." "Family? Are you kidding me?" Who the hell would want to be your family? But my husband finally seemed to understand the situation, his voice trembling over the phone. "Wait, Michelle, I beg you, I really do. I never meant to leave you." "That's fine, because I've only ever intended to leave you." "This can't be. You're joking, right? I love you." "Don't joke with me. What do you mean you love me after you cheated on me?" "You wouldn't understand, but a man can love two women at the same time." "Like I care. Go ahead and have fun with your mistress." "You're misunderstanding something. I love her, and I love you. I don't intend to let either of you go. Plus, it's going to be hard for you as a single mother, right? Your daughter needs a father." "And what about the child of your mistress?" "I'll manage as a father to both. After all, I'm a father to 2 children now." I felt utterly sick at my husband's self-serving logic. With pent-up resentment overflowing, I lashed out loudly at my husband. "You're the one who betrayed me and our unborn child first, right? On top of that, getting your mistress pregnant at the same time? You really got some nerves. It's disgusting. You're done as a person, you piece of trash." "Oh, Michelle, I'm sorry. I apologize." "Huh? I don't need your apologies now. Your apologies don't mean a thing. My daughter doesn't need a deadbeat like you as a father." "Hey, calm down. Let's talk. Let's find a solution together." "And you may have forgotten, but you only got your current job thanks to my father's recommendation." "That's right. The only reason my husband was able to switch jobs was because of my father's connections. My father, an executive at the group company where we both worked, recommended my husband to his superiors, saying, 'He has potential.' As a result, my husband's income increased, and he probably got carried away because of that. He spoiled his lover and even got her pregnant. He's a hopeless man who repays kindness with betrayal." I continued lashing out to my husband, who was left speechless. "Just so you know, you're no longer a husband or a father. I'll be claiming alimony and child support in full. Atone for your sins with that, and go to hell with your mistress." "But, Michelle, wait." Shutting down my husband, I hung up the phone. I blocked his number and completely cut ties with him. After that, my divorce procedure went smoothly. I claimed a substantial amount of damages from him and his mistress. I also claimed child support from him, and even the cost of the newborn essentials that his mistress had stolen without permission. As a result, they ended up in debt, and my furious father got him fired from his job. Now he's apparently living a meager life in a cheap apartment with his mistress. To earn child support for his mistress's child and mine, I heard that he's working from dawn to dusk. He's now completely overwhelmed going back and forth between his home and work. On the other hand, I'm living peacefully with my daughter. I'm not lonely, as my parents and my best friend Ellie visit me regularly. Recently, my daughter's been able to hold her head up, which makes it a lot easier to take care of her. She's going to continue to grow. Being able to see her grow up right in front of me is such a blessing. It's a privilege that man will never have, a privilege that's only mine. I want to treasure each day with her and build a wonderful relationship with her.